like a basic program or the basic application, how to build an application with the help of Python functions. For this, I'll take a real-time example, which is a banking application. So the same example I'm using from the beginning. So this time we try to implement a program on this banking application. So generally we know, so what does a banking application will have, or what are the modules of this banking application? If you consider the banking application, we have several modules. A module is nothing but the functions involved in that. So suppose if I consider the module, so first accounts creation or the account maintenance will be the one particular module. Similarly, we have banking operations like withdrawals and deposits. So withdraw will be one more module, and then deposit is another kind of module. And similarly, you can have many other modules which are involved with the help of bank, maybe a loan section, maybe some other, any other option. Like, so as of now, I'm trying to implement these three modules. Like I'm even also not going with the loan. So I'm taking three basic modules. Accounts, so which maintains the account details of the users. That means it will add the new account to the bank. So and maintains the personal details of the account holders, like what is his name, what is his address, mobile number, what is his account number, and it may also provide you the balance if you entered this. Suppose if I wanted to give one more option, like check balance. So these four modules we try to implement with the help of Python programming today. So see here, this bank is your main application. Now this application is having several modules. Now each module can be implemented with the help of a function. That means when you have the four modules, these four modules can be written with the help of four different functions. So accounts is a separate function you can make, and check balance is another function which is used for the checking of the account balance, and withdraw, and followed by deposits. Okay. Now further thing, so the modules are clear. So I'm just removing this. I'm start the coding of this. So further thing, I just need to initially putting, I'm just comment here. So banking application. Then followed by I start developing the functions. The first function like accounts. So if you need any arguments, the argument I'll add later. As of now, so what exactly we need to do inside of this? So this function is used for creation of account details. That means I must ask the user to enter, maybe I need to create account number for the user, and the account number should be assigned for the particular customer. So as of now, in this accounts function, I just wanted to create an account number for the customer, and I wanted to store his personal details like his mobile number, address, name, and this can also be provided with the help of branch code. So four values I wanted to take: account number, customer name, customer mobile number, and followed by branch code. So these four properties I wanted to store here. So I'll define four different variables. So account number, so this is one variable, so which is holding account number. So in this line, I'm asking the user to enter his account number, or maybe so bank person will assign an account number, then followed by the customer name. Then this customer name must be a string, so I should be using a simple input function. So enter name. So this is a creation of a customer to the bank. Followed by, so which branch is having an account? I'm maybe writing branch code. So branch code must be a string itself. So I'm taking integer or maybe input. then followed by mobile. Okay, so after accepting these inputs, so I just
So
wanted,
one more bracket.
yeah, even in the first line also. Okay, so after inputting these details, I may change the function name little bit here. I just use a function name as create. So create account or accounts, find whatever the name you can use it. So this function is only used for the creation of the account details. Now then what I'll do, I'll take another function. So definition. So this will display the details of the account holders. Okay. But here, if you wanted to use these things, I should make this account number, customer name, branch code, mobile should be global variables. If I cannot make them global variables, what will happen? So they are available only in this particular area and they cannot be used anywhere in the program. So I'll declare the account number. So initially I'll give initial values as 0. Customer name also I'll just put some empty string. Then branch code, it can be also an empty string. Similarly mobile, so I'll give initial value as 0. So which means the variables I made in the global area so that these values can be available throughout the program. So as of now, we know if you declare any variable inside here, they will be local to this particular function. So you cannot use them outside. So I wanted to use them in different areas, like in displaying function or maybe in the withdrawal function or deposit function. Now the second function, this is to display the profile of the user or account details of the user. So show account details. See, the names of these functions are my choice, so I can be using these details, or maybe the names show account details. Now inside of this, I just wanted to print the details of the customer, so I just use a print statement.
Sir,
Yes.
account spelling.
Oh, it is just a short name. I just use a short name. It is not exactly the spelling, because the function name is a valid identifier, right? Only make sure like is it a valid identifier or not. Check in that.
Yes.
Okay, so show account details, because it is identifier. Whatever the names you are writing, these names don't have any impact on the program because it doesn't verify spellings and all. It won't need to check about this. Only thing, it is a valid identifier or not. So we are following all identifier rules, so the function name is valid. So I must be printing the user details, like first account number I'll print. So account number is available in the variable account number. So similarly, I should go for another function print statement. So this time I wanted to print a customer name. So this is available in the variable. So CUSNAME, this is a variable I used. So I should end with double quotes. See the impact if you don't close a double quote. So what is happening there? So now this is a customer name variable, so which is getting printed, followed by one more print statement for printing of a branch code. I'll use branch code. So this is available in the variable. So B code. So I should use the variable. Similarly, mobile number I'm also going to print. So print. So mobile. So it is available in the variable. So mobile. So with this, we have finished this function where this function is giving the details of the particular customer. Then I'm taking one more function, the banking operation. The first operation I wanted to go with deposit. for this deposit, I wanted to take two arguments. Number one, account number, or maybe one input is enough for me. The input number one, I may be using in amount. So how much amount is trying to deposit. One parameter I'm taking, that is input of amount, because whenever the person want to deposit a money, so he has to put the amount how much he is depositing, that will be added to the original balance. So here also I'll add one more extra property, that is balance. So initially I wanted to give some values. Suppose again you can take an integer property. So input, enter current balance. This is not exactly the way how the bank works. I just wanted to create the details so that I am using this function so that the values are predefinedly available. Later on that we will perform the basic operations. So I'll take the balance in also the global section. So initially I'm giving the value as 0. Fine. So here in the show account details, I'm not printing the balance because balance is not the one which is always displayed. So whenever user wanted to check his balance, that time only I should display his account balance. Then deposit function. Now in deposit function, so I need to return the current balance. So current balance can be calculated based on, so available balance, so balance is equal to, so balance plus the new amount whatever I have added. So this is going to update your current balance. After this I just wanted to return, or I just wanted to call a function check balance. This function is not yet defined, but I just wanted to call it. Then followed by, so the next function is withdraw. So in this also I wanted to put the amount because withdraw function requires how much amount I am going to withdraw. So this time the balance will get reduced. So the formula will be balance is equal to balance minus the amount how much you are withdrawing. Then after this again I wanted to call check balance. This is only to verify so whether the data is updated or not. Balance. Okay. Now then I am using the next function, that is check balance function. So in this function I'm just wanted to return or the print the current balance. So balance is available in the variable, so balance, so I must use the variable bal. Okay, so these are the functions. So we have finished declaration of all the functions. Now you can see once again, so we have the 5 variables, global variables, and followed by there is a function create account function. It is just creating all the details, that means inputting all the values. Then followed by showing the account details with the help of show account detail function. The next function is deposit functions. When a user is performing his deposit, so what is happening, we are updating the balance and also displaying what is the current balance. And withdraw function also taking the parameter amount how much is withdrawing, then balance is deducted from the with the help of the amount what is given. Then again we are verifying the balance, followed by the check back. So with this we have finished all the functions that are available in our program or maybe the bank application. Then to implement all these functions, because these functions alone they cannot execute, so we need to use a main logic or the main function. So from this main body, so we must execute these functions based on what is operation you wanted to carry out. So you should give a such kind of menu or the layout so that the user will perform the basic banking application operations. So initially I wanted to create a menu, like I wanted to give the user some options. So print, so first operation is so create account This is my first operation. Second operation will be, you can see the slash n means it go to the new line. Second operation is for, I may be giving a withdraw operation followed by again slash n. Third, see, this is only to design my output, so I'm using slash n's. So whenever the user runs this program, he will see this menu in the output screen. Then he will select what operation he wanted to carry out. Based on that, that particular function is getting called. The third operation is I'm giving it for the deposit. If a user wanted to perform deposit, we need to select option 3. Now fourth, if a user wanted to check the balance, then we can go for check balance option. Okay. Now this is the 4 operations I'm just providing for the customer. Fine. Now followed by, I'll take a simple variable, choice variable. So choice will be the user input. So he has to enter what is the choice he is doing, taking. So int, so input, so enter, or I'll say select any option. So with this, what user will do, user will select out of these 4 operations, any one operations he will take. Okay, so based on the ch value, so what I should be doing, I should be using some if and else logic. So what is operation is trying to do? Suppose if ch is equal to 1. So what is the first operation we are giving? Ch is equal to 1 means it is for create account. So I must call the create
Call the function.
account function. So what is the name of the function? So use the same names. So create accounts, fine. So create accounts. So this will make a call to the create account function. Then similarly, if the option is not this, then I'll go for elif, then choice must, suppose if ch is equal to 2. So this time it is a withdrawal operation, right? So withdraw. But before withdraw, right, we must ask the user to input how much amount he wanted to withdraw. So for that thing, I'll just take a variable, like a simple variable like amount. So this is not the same amount of what we are having the argument as that. So int input, so enter amount to withdraw. Then user will enter the value, so how much amount he wanted to withdraw. Then we can do that. Then I should be calling the function withdraw function. So while calling the withdraw function, I need to pass this amount. So whatever the amount you have entered here, this amount will go to the withdraw function argument amount, and it will go inside of the withdraw. That means it comes here. Then it reduces the actual balance with the help of this amount. Then it prints the current balance. If not this case, if the user entered the choice is equal to 3. So what is the option 3 we are giving? We are giving it for the 3, Ganesh.
So one doubt.
Yes, yes.
So this program cannot handle more than one entry now of creating account.
Yeah, it is only for one entry, because if you want, because whatever the data you enter now, whenever you execute the program, this program will work for only one account, because whenever you rerun the program, all the data whatever we have, they will be updated. That means they will be reset it. So everything will
Sir,
become
if we,
yeah.
and if we want to keep them, we must link them to the database, right?
Yeah, we must require a database, or you can take the help of the files. When, because we have the syllabus in the next chapter, maybe third chapter, I guess, we have the files concept. With the help of files, what we can do, what is the data we are entering, the data can be transferred to the files. And whenever you need data from the files, you can take the data and you can also use the data. That is a full-end application. This is only the purpose I'm showing this example, to show how the functions can be used in a real-time examples. Okay, so it requires a lot of things, because it is not a bank. If this is a banking application, then we must be giving software to the banking people. So this is a basic software to represent how to use the functions and how to call them, how to carry out the basic operations with the help of the banking or maybe any kind of application. So we can
Thank you, sir.
do a lot of modifications to this and a lot of updations can be done. The scaling is very, very huge for this. So this time I'm asking the user to enter. So the balance again, so how much balance you wanted to withdraw. So enter amount to withdraw. Then he will enter how much amount he wanted to withdraw. Then followed by we need to call the withdraw, sorry, deposit, right? So the check 3 is for deposit. Enter the amount to deposit. And this you need to make a call to the deposit function by sending this amount. If a user takes the fifth option or the fourth option, then this is for check balance. So I should simply call the check balance function. Fine. If a user enters any choice other than this, I must raise an error. So I should tell the user, so print, so please select any 4 options available above. So only these 4 options I am allowing to the user. So he must choose only out of these 4. If he choose any option out of these 4 values, 1, 2, 3, 4, so it will go to this else part. So it will give the message like, please select any 4 options available above. So this is what can be done. So I think we have done with this. I'll just once again verify this. Check balance is B small lettered. So I must make B small here. Fine. Now just go through this. So we'll start it from the main function itself. Okay, so we have declaration of all the functions. So create accounts, which is accepting details, show account details, printing it simply, and deposit. So it just takes the deposits and withdrawals performed, and check balance is to see the current balance. Then the program starts from here, the main section. So it just prints this menu to the user. Then user need to select his option. Out of these 4 options, which operation he wanted to carry out, he has to select the operation. Then based on this if and else logic, so it is going to call a certain function. If it is choice 1, create accounts. Okay, I'm just running this program. So we'll see any kind of error that can be invalid syntax. So where, yeah, here we missed a bracket. Okay. Then one more time. End of line while scanning string literal. Yeah, this is not done. Check balance. Okay, now you can see now the 4 options, whatever I have entered, the options are coming. Now it is waiting for the user to enter the operations. So I must select the first operation because it will create account details. So then there must be a problem in this create accounts is not defined. That means the names are maybe not matching. So I should see here. So create accounts. Yeah, accounts A is capital. So I used a lowercase letter here. See, these are all very, very important now, how it is happening. Because if the names are mismatched, even the case also mismatched, it is not going to recognize the functions what you are given. So again, I'm selecting option 1. Okay, fine. Now you can see it is started executing. Now enter account number. So I may enter account number as something like 101123. So this is my account number I have entered. Then followed by the name. So I am using this my name. So entered. It's a branch code, something like C02 or maybe 3. This is the branch code I'm using. The mobile number, so I'm using mobile number. Then, so what is the current balance? So I'm just putting a 50,000 as my current balance. So fine. So after this, it is coming out. So because it is only able to perform one operations. So here you can understand, right? So if you wanted to repeat these operations, I can take help of a simple while condition or any looping statement, so that these whole statements will keep on repeating for you. So I'll just use while. So while, maybe I'm using something like ch is equal to something like y. Yeah, now we need to put a lot of indentation to this. Okay. Because see, whatever the operations, because we are using else if operations, so any one of the operation is going to get executed. It won't repeat all the operations. So if you wanted to repeat all the operations, I must put these statements in a looping condition, so that it will keep on asking the user to check whether you wanted to continue with your operations or you wanted to stop. So that is the reason I'm just putting a loop here. So I just used while some variable ch is equal to y. So I'll ask the user, suppose after selecting one operation, it come out of this, I'll ask the user that, so do you wanted to continue operations? So do you wanted to continue? If you wanted to continue, so then I'm asking user to press letter y. Then ch1 is equal to input this. Now then, now for the first time I wanted to enter into this, so I will be taking a variable ch is equal to,
Sir, doubt.
yeah, you can raise.
So why did you use the flower bracket?
No, that is because of the syntax of my C++, because I'm using both the programming, right? So suddenly when I close the function, I just use those syntaxes. Not here in Python, we don't need that, because in C++ or any C programming, Java programming, you need to put the that curly brackets for the
Yes.
opening of closing of any function. So it is just out of habit it came. Fine. Now here you must see this. What is the reason why I kept this while loop here? Initially ch is equal to y, ch1 is equal to y. That means the choice is s. So it will check this while condition. Ch1 is equal to y. The condition is true. It enters here. After entering here, now user will perform any one of these operations. So that operation is carried out. Once it is done, so it will just skips all these else blocks. Then it come back to this particular statement. So print. So do you wanted to continue? Then press s. So the user must press y here, so ch value will be y. So again from here the control will go back to this location. Again it will display the same menu for you. Then again user need to select which operation you wanted to carry out. First time I created account, second time I may perform check balance or withdraw some other operations. So I wanted to run this. So eol, okay, so where, yeah, we are not closing it. Fine. Okay, see now the option number one I have chosen. Then enter account number, some random account number I'm choosing. Then name, fine. The branch code C023, mobile number entered. Then current balance, something like 50,000 is entered. Now see, this time instead of going out of the program, previously see it went directly out of the program. Now it is asking user to so continue whether you wanted to continue or not. Suppose user entered S. Now again it is showing the same menu for the user. Now this time I wanted to check my balance, so entered option 4. So it is showing my current balance is 0 because in check balance I have not updated that. Because you can see in the program in check balance I should update when I call this function. Yeah, so that is the reason arguments are very important. So I just use a variable balance. So balance is equal to, so it requires a lot of updations because now after this, so BAL initially it will be 0. Now BAL is set to some balance of 50,000. Yeah, the only problem here, like I created one more variable with a balance, so it will become a local variable. So I just use a keyword called as, yeah, I'm going to rerun this program. So global balance is equal to, okay. I'm re-executing this program. Then current balance, yeah.
Sir, after you execute now, you copy that all source code and paste in a Word file and send us.
Yes, I'll do.
Thank you, sir.
Then fourth check balance. Now you can see the balance is shown as 50,000. Fine. Now balance is done. Now second next operation, I wanted to continue this. I wanted to perform the withdraw operations. So withdraw 2. So I am asking the user to enter amount how much you wanted to withdraw. Suppose I wanted to take 5,000 from my account.